Well, now it's time to meet naturopathic Dr. Kris Kuciel. Dr. Kuciel's passion for naturopathic medicine was sparked by his interest in science and nature and a compassion for helping others. Kris believes that good health is about learning to find balance in your life while also supporting the whole body and mind, a philosophy we can all get behind. Dr. Kuciel, it's great to have you with us. We're excited to hear about how we can hack our happiness hormones. And thank you to Women's Voice magazine for sponsoring this topic.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for having me here today. So as he said, I'm a naturopathic doctor practicing in Toronto, Ontario. I deal with a lot of autoimmune conditions, but I see a variety of patients from digestive complaints, cholesterol to skin. Today, I'll be talking about how to influence your happiness and the mind and body connection. So let's go over some of the things that I'll be talking about today. First, we'll talk about the key players in our feeling of happiness, negative and positive impacts, ways to influence daily happiness, and reflecting on the environmental factors involved. So let's get into mind over matter, or is it mind and matter? We can do great things when we put our mind to it. There is a huge chemical and physical aspect to our mind. A reduction or imbalance of these can cause a lot of problems. So what are these chemicals? They're hormones. They're chemical messengers in the body. There's about 50 of them that we know of, and they regulate many aspects of physiology from temperature, digestion, sleep to energy, but they also influence how we feel. Emotion is a complicated subject. There's a huge relation of physiological processes and environmental stimulus. Hormones play a huge role with this and are influenced by those stimulus. The four main hormones that promote positive emotion are serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. So let's go into these hormones. The first one that we'll talk about is pretty well known, and it's serotonin. This is our main happy hormone. It regulates sleep, appetite, digestion, our ability to learn, and memorization. A lack of this hormone results in anxiety, depression, and a lot of sleep troubles. The next hormone that I mentioned is dopamine. This is a reward hormone. It involves a lot of our motivation and the pleasures that we come across day to day. With this, it helps with learning, movement, decision making, and our memory as well. Low levels result in a lack of motivation and confidence. Dopamine is also known to be this bad hormone that plays a huge role in addiction, but it's only a small amount of it that plays in that role. There's other factors involved. Our next hormone is oxytocin. This is our cuddle or love hormone. This promotes empathy, trust, and bonding. Oxytocin levels are increased after a mother has her child and is holding the child close to her. That skin-to-skin contact increases oxytocin. A lack of that increases irritability and troubles with communication, especially our feelings. There's also been recently found that it plays a role in immune system function and pain perception. Now, lastly, endorphins. Endorphins are our main pain-killing hormone. Endorphins are increased after any kind of extensive physical activity so that we don't feel any kind of pain or soreness while we're doing any kind of running or high intensity exercise. It's also produced in response to stressors so that we have this feeling of a good mood or euphoria when we are trying to run away from something or just daily exercise. It prevents indulging as well when we are eating. So it rewards us for being active while also eating properly and not overeating. How do we balance or increase these hormones? Well, there's a lot of ways. Firstly, exercise. Exercise increases endorphins and serotonin, but in different ways. To increase endorphin levels, we want to do things like high intensity interval training, endurance running, and or weightlifting. To increase our serotonin levels, we want to do light exercises. So walking, dancing, or anything under 30 minutes. With exercise, it's important to do deep breathing exercises. This increases all four of our hormones. By controlling our breathing and being mindful, we can bring about reduced stress and also decreasing cortisol. Cortisol is another hormone that is a huge role in our stress. Increased cortisol levels over time causes a lot of stress and can bring about a lot of dysfunctions in the body. So being able to do some deep breathing allows you to reflect on your day and reduce that stress. Next, which is a little hard to do during the pandemic right now, is physical touch. This is key to increasing oxytocin. As I mentioned before, that physical touch post-childbirth is really important for the child, but it's not just in children. Adults can increase their oxytocin levels by hugging, holding hands, cuddling, and sexual activity. Oxytocin levels will better our mood, but it also betters our immune system. This is because it decreases that stress hormone cortisol. Sleep is a really big important factor for our happy hormones. A lack of sleep can be detrimental. Serotonin is the hormone that is most affected. We want about 7 to 8 hours a night of sleep so that we get a good balance of deep REM cycles. Deep REM sleep is where a lot of healing happens in our body. Our mind kind of goes through a dreaming process and allows a lot of inflammation to be reduced and allows for digestion to relax and our body to heal itself over that period of time. A disrupted sleep will affect quality of sleep. So when you wake up in the middle of the night, this disrupts that REM sleep that we need to go through to be able to heal our bodies. An important factor to have a good sleep is also reducing our screen time. Watching TV before bed or playing on your phone is not beneficial to your sleep. It'll increase that cortisol hormone that causes stress, as well as serotonin, and reduce melatonin, which helps us sleep. Another good way to increase all four of our happy hormones is through hobbies. Hobbies are a good way to keep the mind relaxed and also increase those dopamine levels so that you feel a sense of happiness. Trying new activities is great because it causes the brain to kind of link different things throughout your day to a better mood. This will bring about reducing stress and is also known to reduce Alzheimer's and dementia when you try new activities every day. Our next way to influence or hack our happy hormones is through sunshine and nature. Light exposure increases vitamin D in your body that is produced when light touches our skin. This is really important for reducing inflammation in the body, but also the brain. Inflammation in the brain can cause a lot of dysfunction and cause an imbalance of these hormones that we want. Vitamin D is also known as a happy hormone for this, as increased vitamin D levels circulating through your body in the winter helps reduce that winter blues that you might experience. This is because serotonin is increased because vitamin D regulates a lot of the hormones in our bodies. So to be able to get that light exposure, we want to go out in nature. But nature also reduces stimulation that we may experience every day within our busy lives and reduce stress. When you go out into a forest and are bathing in sunlight and what nature has to provide, it increases those dopamine and endorphin levels. Now, a big influence on our health and our hormones is diet. The Canada's Food Guide is a good way to follow a proper diet, as it shows that your plate should be half of veggies, a quarter meats, and a quarter of grains. Those meats that are on your plate should also be half vegetable base. So things like beans, tofu, legumes, anything that has a high protein in it. This is because our hormones, especially our happy hormones, are built from amino acids that we get from the protein in our foods. We want to reduce those packaged and processed foods that don't have much nutrients in them or protein, and they are also full of harmful chemicals that might cause a dysfunction. Reducing stimulants such as caffeine and sugar is really important as well, as this increases those cortisol levels that I was talking about earlier, which increases stress. But also we want to decrease alcohol intake, as this does a depressant effect and will lower your mood. So with a good diet comes good amount of iron levels. We want to have those sufficient iron levels coming from our proteins, which can be either from meats or high protein vegetables, as this will increase your energy levels. Energy levels are important, obviously, to be able to be productive throughout the day and keep a good mood. Spicy foods in our diet are great, as the spice kind of brings a heat, but also increases endorphins in our body, making us feel good. Other foods like turkey are high in tryptophan levels, which is a precursor to serotonin, one of our happy hormones. But diet's not the only thing. Cooking at home is important, as it increases serotonin and dopamine levels by interacting with our family and friends in the kitchen or being able to try new recipes. From diet, we go on to our gut health. The digestive system is important to be able to break down those foods that we're eating so that we can get those nutrients to increase our hormones. There's a huge gut and brain connection, as most of our problems start in the gut. 90% of the serotonin is produced in the gut by the bacteria that's in there. We have a lot of good bacteria that are in our digestive system that break down nutrients, but also make certain hormones for us, or the building blocks to them. Having an inflamed, dysfunctional, or a backed up gut can change your mood. From that, let's go on to vitamins and supplements. A lot of the time, people will go to a health food store and kind of self-prescribe their own vitamins and supplements, but be sure to talk to a healthcare practitioner so that you're taking what's right for you, as they can help you make a good plan to a better health. The first one that I'll go through is vitamin D. Vitamin D is something that we talked about before, being that sunshine vitamin that we get due to light exposure. But in the winter times, especially in Canada and North America, our light exposure is low. So being able to supplement with vitamin D allows for a less of a deficiency in that vitamin. Magnesium is a huge cofactor for hundreds of pathways in the body. It works with enzymes, hormones, and other nutrients throughout our bodies to make sure that everything is functioning properly. Magnesium is big on helping our muscles relax, but also our mind. B vitamins are very important too. There's many different B vitamins that are related in hormonal and mood pathways. Commonly, we use inositol, B6, and B12, as these are huge factors for energy levels. Melatonin is a hormone that you can take as a supplement. This helps with our sleep, as we need to increase melatonin levels at night. Melatonin is a supplement that's actually also a hormone. Melatonin helps us with sleeping at night and be able to have a sustained sleep. A lot of the times when we're restless or waking up in the middle of the night is because our melatonin levels are low. Melatonin is great for helping you get a good night's rest. 5-HTP, a precursor to both serotonin and melatonin, is a really good supplement to take, as well as you can use it dynamically for either having good energy or falling asleep. It will help you with your mood as well. L-theanine is an amino acid found in green tea. It helps with regulating alpha brainwaves in the brain, which brings a mental calmness and concentration. Another supplement that's important is probiotics. Probiotics are microbes that are normally found in our digestive system that we can take as a supplement that outcompetes the bad bacteria that may be in there, causing a better mood, as it has a huge influence on serotonin levels, as serotonin is 90% made in the gut. Now, with our supplements and vitamins, I want to kind of conclude on herbals. Herbal medicine is one of my go-tos and one of my favorite modalities as a naturopathic doctor. This is because different herbals bring about a range of benefits and uses. There are certain ones that are specifically used for mood. One that's used a lot for its adaptogenic properties is ashwagandha, as this makes us more resistant to stress. This herbal is used a lot for anyone who has high anxiety and high cortisol levels. Lemon balm is a really, really good herb that goes and brings about a kind of sense of calm. This is good to take before bedtime for those people that have a hard time falling asleep. Other ones that kind of do the same are passion flower and lavender. These both work on bringing kind of a sedative effect to reduce that anxiety or running mind that you have in your brain to allow for a better sleep. Now, not only just sleep, but we also want to increase that energy. Rhodiola is a really good herb for that. It increases those energy levels by bringing about more serotonin and allowing for you to have a more productive day. Some of these you can enjoy as a tea, which is also a great way to reduce your stress levels and increase those happiness hormones. The next two factors are really important. The first one I'm going through is community. Humans are based on community and relationships. Our hormones are regulated much through interaction and a feeling of belonging. With this pandemic and COVID, a lot of isolation causes stress and increases depression levels. So try to have video chats with friends or create a community within your family, because that is important. Isolating does not help with increasing your happiness hormones. Now, the second factor is environment. This one is a little harder to change. With community, we have a lot of environmental factors that might come into play. A lot of this can be things like noise pollution or even just really bad relationships inside your community. Environment is also important because there's a lot of toxins in our food and air quality, and trying to reduce those can bring about a healthier lifestyle, and with that brings about a better mood. So try one of these today. It's as easy as giving someone a hug or just stepping outside. Thanks for joining me today.